Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. No crusty. Hey y'all, my name is Jazzy the Realtor, but right now I'm Jazzy the Real Estate Teacher. And we did chapter 1. The actual chapter we went through it. So if you want to see that review, go watch that video. But now we're gonna do the unit 1, chapter 1 quiz. So I thought it would be a good idea to not only go through the chapter, but go through the chapter questions and then do a few videos that pertain to that specific chapter. And I think it's gonna be a good idea. So if you haven't already, y'all, subscribe because it's Christmas break and your girl is back. She's back and she's filming all break. Okay? Okay. So, unit 1 quiz. Sit back, relax. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna take our time and we're gonna go through the questions. I'm gonna teach you guys how to answer the questions. I'm gonna go through my mental process of how I would answer the questions, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys a chance to answer them, but then I'm gonna also answer the questions, and I'm gonna put the questions on the screen because, yeah, there's only 20. So I don't think but it's not gonna be a big deal. All right, so question number 1. A professional opinion of a property's market value based on established methods and using trained judgment is performed by A, a real estate attorney, B, a real estate appraiser, C, a real estate counselor, or D, a home inspector. So lock in your answers, boom. And if y'all feel like y'all want to put in the comments like, oh, I thought this was why this was the answer, or oh, I learned this, thank you. Like, give me feedback so it tells me like what to do versus what not to do. You got me? Okay, cool, bet. So the questions, it should be still on the screen. So it's definitely not A, because the real estate attorney is the real estate attorney and they protect your client legally. So we're talking about home value. We're talking about market value. So it has nothing to do with the law. So that's out. D, it's out because a home inspector inspects the home, which has nothing to do with the value of property. And I mean, you could maybe think it's C, but C's out too, because you know what? Because it could be C if you think about it. Because it says that a professional opinions of a property's market value. So it's established on method. So we as real estate agents, we are like real estate counselors in a way, because we use certain methods. For example, like a CMA, a comparative marketing analysis, to be able to come up with what we think a property's home value is, right? Like we use certain methods, but we ain't professionals in that. that's not our lane. Like, we are not certified in that. So the answer would be B, a real estate appraiser. Boom, bam. Next, number 2, in general, when the supply of a certain commodity increases, the price tends to A, price tends to rise, B, price tends to drop, C, demand for it tends to rise, or D, demand for it tends to drop. So think about it. Let's say all of a sudden mad wigs on Amazon, everybody's selling wigs, boom, 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 right? Is that a way to put it? I guess it's a good example. All of a sudden, before there used to be a few people selling wigs on Amazon, now everybody's selling wigs on Amazon. The demand is gonna go down because there's more access to it, right? And when there's more supply, doesn't just mean that the demand is gonna stay high, because typically when the supply goes up, the demand is gonna go down because that thing is not available. Okay. 3, which factor primarily affects supply in the real estate market? So A is population, B is demographics, C, employment, D, government monetary policy. So the question is what factor primarily affects the supply? So we know for sure it's not B, and we know for sure it's not C. This was a hard one. This one was a hard one because we know it's not, well, the question is primarily, okay? So we know it's not demographics. We know it's not employment. So you might think it could be population, but that's not even it either. So the answer is D, government monetary policy. Okay, 4. Which factor is most likely to influence demand for the real estate market? A, number of real estate professionals in the area. B, number of full-time real estate professionals in the area. Wait, why do they, this is, oh, that's weird. Okay, so which factor is most likely to influence the demand for real estate? A, number of real estate professionals in the area. B, number of full-time real estate professionals in the area. C, wage levels and employment opportunities. D, price of new homes being built in the area. So what's most likely to influence the demand for real estate market? So of course it's not A, of course it's not B. It's definitely going to be C, because the more opportunity that's in a neighborhood or in an area, people are going to come flock and live there. Because just because there's a whole, because D says price of new homes being built in the area, just because there's a whole bunch of new homes being built in the area doesn't mean that people are just going to go there and freaking live there because they're being built. Like, that's not how it works. So people run towards the money. They're going to run towards where their job is. Where are we? 5. Property management, appraisal, financing, and development are all examples of A, factors of demand. B, specializations within the real estate industry. C, non-real estate professions. D, activities requiring broker management and supervision. So it's definitely not A, because that's nothing to do with anything. It's definitely not D, because you don't need broker management and supervision to be in property management, to be an appraiser, or to be in the whole loan banking industry. So it's not that. So it's B. Property management, appraisal, financing, and development are all examples of specializations within the real estate industry. 6. What type of federal law prohibits discrimination in the provision of housing and housing-related services, including lending, based on individuals' race, color, national origin, sex, familial status, or disability? A, licensing. B, lot size. C, home ownership. D, fair housing. It's fair housing. Anything when you see like a whole bunch of like, y'all know, like based on somebody's race or where they're from, all that, boom. Answer is always fair housing. 7. A major manufacturer of automobiles announces that it will relocate one of its factories along with the 2,000 employees to a small town. What effect will this announcement most likely have on a small town's housing market? So just think, like, what do you think the answer is? If there's 2,000 people moving to a small little town, it's clearly gonna bring the prices where? Up. Before you even think about the questions, you just think prices are gonna go up when that people are gonna move there because there's gonna be more demand. See? A, houses will likely become less expensive. B, houses will likely become more expensive. C, C, because of the announcement involves an issue of demographics, not of supply and demand, housing prices will stay the same. D, the announcement involves an industrial property, residential housing will not be affected. So clearly it's freaking B. Next, number 8, a real estate professional who has several years of experience in the industry decides to retire from actively marketing properties. Now this person helps clients choose among the various alternatives revolved in purchasing, using, or investing in property. What is this person's profession? A, real estate counselor. B, real estate appraiser. C, real estate educator. D, building inspector. You clearly can see that the answer is counselor. Number 9, nationwide multi-state licensing system and registry was created to register. The answer is D, mortgage loan originators. Okay, y'all remember back in 2008 when that crash happened, in 2000, whatever, all that stuff, and the loan the loan people, they was like, you get a loan, you get a loan, you get a loan, and you get a loan. You got no money? Get a loan. We gonna fit the loan. No, no mas. So now they came up with this like system, like you have to take a test now. Like you gotta be licensed, like there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to go into it. You gotta be licensed before, but I don't think that there was like a whole bunch of testing, and now the government was like, no, and they cracked down on it. So I think you gotta look it up, but a good percentage of the mortgage brokers who used to be in the business after the market crash all ran, because they was a part of it. They was a part of the drama. My mother's a real estate broker. She was also a part of the drama. Everybody in the real estate market was making bank 24/7. Like the market 2006, what? The market was crazy. So I don't know why I'm so hyped right now. I don't know why I'm so hyped right now, but people was able to get loans for like nothing. Like you could lie about your income, you could say you made this, you could pay an appraiser to come. Okay, maybe I'm giving too much tea, but you could pay an appraiser to come in and freaking say your house is worth this amount of money, and boom, bank was gonna approve it, no problemo. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, next, number 10, schools would be considered part of which real estate classification? This is a good one. So there are different types of, they don't call it zoning, but I guess here, yeah, classification. So you have industrial. It's off the top of your head, think. You have industrial, you have commercial, you have special use, and then you have a whole bunch like farming and all that extra stuff that I already told y'all in the last video. I don't know about none of that. So A is special use, B industrial, and it can't be that because the school is not industrial. C commercial, or D residential, and it can't be D because a school is a school and you don't live in schools. So the answer is special use. Bonus question, let's say there's a zone here and a zone here. Let's say this is residential and this is commercial. What is that thing in the middle called? A blank zone. What is that thing called? If you thought it was buffer zone, boom, point for you. Stop. But yeah, it's called a buffer zone. Number 11, when the demand of a commodity decreases and the supply remains the same, what happens? So when the demand for a commodity decreases and the supply remains the same, this is the demand, this is the supply. A, the price tends to rise, no. B, the price tends to fall. C, the price is not affected, and D, the market becomes stagnant. So when the demand goes down and then the supply is the same, the price is gonna fall because people are not gonna buy it for a high price if they don't want it. There's no demand for it. So they're gonna bring the price down so people can buy it. Oh, my camera's about to die, hold on. Number 12. The difference between the cost basis of property and its net selling price. So first we need to figure out what the cost basis of a property means, and we need to figure out what net selling price is, because if you don't even know what that means, you cannot answer the question. Okay, because now we about to get into nitty gritty, because I swear from that page to this page, we got all these hard words now. So, and unless you've been studying, you don't know what they mean. So that's why, let's break it down. So the difference between the cost basis of property. So cost basis of property basically means what is still owed on the property. We're talking about the mortgage, like the payoff amount. So let's say you bought a house in 2012, right? And you've been paying your mortgage every month. You've been being holy great. You've been paying it faithfully, but you're still gonna owe money on it. Because typically, a lot of people, they'll put like 5% down, even 10%, 20%, you're still gonna owe money on a property. Yeah, because if you're doing a 30-year loan, you're still gonna owe money. So let's say it's 2022, 2023, ready to sell. You gotta get a payoff amount. It's the same thing as if you had like a credit card, not a credit card, but like a personal loan or something, or a car loan. You get a payoff amount. So you combine the payoff amount, and I would say maybe all of the expenses that would come with it. That's the cost basis of the property. That's how much its net selling price is, how much the property is going to be sold for. I swear. Wait, because why did I think I was talking to the camera and it wasn't even recording? Like, what? Okay. What do you owe on the property? So you take that negative number, and then you take its the net selling price, which is how much you sold the property for. And the difference between those two are the capital gain. So the answer is B. The use of borrowed money to finance an investment is called A, appreciation, B, leverage, D, depreciation. Did I say D? I meant C, depreciation, and D, capital gain. So this can be a tricky question if you let it, but just listen to what it's saying. The use of borrowed money to finance an investment is called, it's not appreciation because you don't own the property yet. You ain't appreciating unless you got something in it. Okay, so it's not A. It can't be C because that's depreciation, and the property can't be depreciating, or something can't be depreciating if you don't have it in your name yet. So that's not it. And it would be B or D, but I personally wouldn't say it's gonna be D, because there is no capital gain if you didn't sell you didn't even buy the property yet. So it can't be freaking D. So it's gonna be B. It's leverage, it's money. You're saying, I'm able to take a loan out to be able to purchase this property, and the seller is able to walk away, and I will make sure that the bank gives you this amount of money for it. So the answer is 13. I feel I'm tripping. The answer is B. If you guys understood that, hopefully you did. I feel like I overcomplicated it. Okay, next. 14. All of the following are categories of the users of real property except A, residential, B, development, C, agricultural, and D, industrial. So we already know what the answer is, because residential is a use of real property. C, agricultural, is a use of real property. And then D also, but also what's the one thing that we haven't talked about really is developmental. Because that don't even got nothing to do with nothing. Like, I don't even know. It's just not the answer. You get what I mean? Okay. 15. All of the following would affect demand except A, population, B, demographics, C, wage levels, and D, monetary policy. So it wouldn't be D because demand has to do with A through C. Like, just because there's a policy or whatever, the interest rate or whatever it is, the demand is a demand. Demand is going to be the demand. Because if you want it, you want it. If that Apple product is $1,000, you're still going to go buy it, even if the interest rate is, even if the state is raising the taxes on goods. Like, it just is what it is. Next, 16. All of the following affect how quickly the forces of supply and demand work, except A, a property-specific geographic location. B, immobility of a property. C, degree of standardization of the property's price. Or D, uniqueness of property. So all of the following affect how quickly the forces of supply and demand work, except, what do we think it is? I'm gonna just go straight with B, because the immobility of a property, I don't even know, like, you know, in those questions where it's just, it is what it is, this is one of them. Okay, next, 17. A person who performs a visual survey of a property's structure and writes a report for a buyer is A, an educator, B, a home inspector, C, an appraiser, or D, a property manager. So it's definitely not A, because they're not educating nothing. They're just performing a visual survey, their opinion of the property in written form. Is definitely not going to be C, because an appraiser, we already talked about how that assesses value of the market value of the property. And then D is a property manager. A property manager is property managing. They're not doing no surveys. So it's definitely B. It's a home inspector. It's a home inspection. 18. Another name for depreciation is A, cost recovery, B, leverage, C, capital gain, or D, inflation. So the answer is A, cost recovery. 19. A person or company responsible for maintaining a client's property and maximizing the return on the client's investment is serving as, you already know the answer, B, C. Ooh, gotta get C. The answer is C, property manager. Responsible for maintaining clients' property and maximizing the return on the client's investments. We already know the answer, hallelujah. Last question, number 20. Detailed information about the age, education, behavior, and other characteristics of members of a population is called B, demographics. We don't even gotta go through all the time. Okay, we gotta go. The answer is just B. So those were the questions and answers to the chapter. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you liked it. And if you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you know that you're gonna pass the test. Just keep it going, keep it pushing, and keep on watching my videos. Y'all have a great night. Peace.